Good morning, everyone. It's July 15th, and we're starting our commission meeting, monthly commission meeting. Before we get going, I'd like to welcome Commissioner Lala, our new Prince George's County Commissioner, who is replacing Commissioner Giraldo. So welcome, and we're delighted you're here this morning. Yeah, so we'd like to start with a roll call, please.
Chair Harris,
Here.
Commissioner Bartley, but he will be possibly joining us
Yes.
virtually soon, okay? Commissioner Hedrick.
Here.
Commissioner Linden.
Here.
Commissioner Petawim, sorry, Petawim.
Here.
Commissioner Okoye.
Here.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Here.
Commissioner Lawler.
Here.
And Commissioner Matthews.
Good morning, here.
Thank you.
Well, great. So our first is approval of the consent agenda. We have our agenda this morning. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yeah. I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Okay. Chair Harris.
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Linden.
Aye.
Commissioner Petawim.
Aye.
Commissioner Okoye.
Aye.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Lawler.
Aye.
And Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
Thank you.
Ayes have it.
Oh, thank you so much. Our next is approval of commission minutes this meeting that were in our packet. Is there a motion to approve the open session meetings of June 29th, 2026?
So move.
I'll second.
Very good. Chair Harris, how do you vote?
Aye. Vote aye.
Commissioner Hedrick.
Aye.
Commissioner Linden.
Aye.
Commissioner Petawim.
Aye.
Commissioner Okoye.
Aye.
Commissioner Jenkins. Okay, couldn't hear, but I see you. Commissioner Lawler
Aye.
and Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it.
Thank you. We're on item number 3, our general announcements. There are 3 this morning. There's the rotation of chairmanship. So in the commission, every year we switch chairmanships from the Prince George's to Montgomery and vice versa. So every July 1st, the chairmanship switches. It happened a few weeks earlier this year with the resignation of Chair Barnes, but just to let people know, every July the chairmanship switches. Next is our Labor Day holiday. The commission celebrates it on September 7th, and then we have our upcoming Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th. Just wanted to put those out there. And next, we're on committee and board reports. We have one this morning for information only. In your packet was the Employees Retirement System Board of Trustees regular meeting minutes from June 5th, 2026 for your information only. So next, we will have, we'll go into closed session pursuant to the Maryland General Provision Article of the Annotated Code of Maryland. A closed session is proposed pursuant to A, Section 3-305B14, before a contract is awarded or bids are opened to discuss a matter directly related to a negotiating strategy or the contents of a bid or proposal if public discussion or disclosure would adversely impact the ability of the public body to participate in the competitive bidding or proposal process. The topic this morning is medical benefits RFP. And the second closed session item is, according to Section 3-305B1, to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction, or any other personnel matter that affects one or more specific individuals. The topic this morning is Executive Director. So is there a motion to move into closed session?
So move. Chair.
I'll second.
All right, take the roll. Chair Harris.
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick.
Aye.
Commissioner Linden.
Aye.
Commissioner Petawim.
Aye.
Commissioner Okoye.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Lawler,
Aye.
and Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it.
Yes, thank you. We'll now go into closed session, and we'll come back into open session to finish our items of the day. There were action items and presentation items, items number 6. Thank you. Good morning again. We're back in our open session. We'll start on item number 6. We have 3 voting items this morning. It's the first is calendar 2027 benefit and rate renewal recommendations. And we have Mr. Allen presenting this item. Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much. My name is Todd Allen, Director of Human Resources, and I'm pleased to present to you our recommendations for our benefit plan rate situation. And the good news is it's in some areas 0%, so not all rate increases, because we have some very good news. So we have been working with Aon Consulting as our benefits actuary. They help us with health plan performance analysis, annual funding recommendations, and they provide technical and financial analysis to support bid processes and rate setting to ensure sufficient resources are available to cover anticipated healthcare costs while protecting the agency against financial risk. We care deeply about employee benefits, and these also help our retirees and their dependents. So the recommendations I'm going to walk through are for January 1, 2027 effective date. So it's based on a calendar year. Because we have favorable rates, we are not recommending any change to plan design whatsoever. So the plan design that's in force today would stay the same. People pay, let's say, $10 for copay. It's still $10 for copay, $15 for copay on other items like maybe a specialty. It's still $15. We offer what's called a self-insured plan and a fully insured plans. The self-insured plan I'll talk about first. With the self-insured plan, M-NCPPC funds and pays healthcare and the prescription drug claims as they are incurred. We get claims coming in weekly, actually. To protect against catastrophic claim exposure, the agency maintains commercial stop-loss coverage. And so there's a threshold of protection built in that if a claim is too high, then the stop-loss would pick up and cover the cost from that point on for that individual. The self-insured renewal is very favorable. We offer what's called a PPO and an EPO, and our rate recommendation is 0%. No change, no increase whatsoever on the self-insured active plan. We do have a retiree plan that also is self-insured, and it's referred to as a Medicare complement for our retirees age 65 and older. We did have an increase there. It was favorable compared to the national trend, but it is 6.9%. So that is on the Medicare complement plan. We did have a situation with our prescription drug plan and the renewal based on various factors. One was just there's healthcare inflation, there's pharmacy benefit inflation, there's increased utilization, there's specific challenges that people face, and we provide good care for those people that might be facing very complex medical care, and those referred to as specialty drugs. Specialty drug inflation is very high, specialty drug costs are very high, but that's part of why we have health insurance, so health and prescription coverage. So the rate increase came in at 21.4%. That is higher than what we would want, and we'll be working on that. But we are fortunate to run a healthy plan. As a self-insured plan, we have what's called reserves, and we've run an analysis with finance that I'll talk about in a minute, where we have excess reserves. And because we have excess reserves, in a moment, I'm going to show you why I think we should lower that rate increase to our employees from 21.4% to 16.9%. So we're moderating it. We can only moderate it so much, but we want to do something that would be in the sole benefit of our employees. That's prescription drug. We also have what's called a fully insured plan. With a fully insured plan, that is, on the medical side, Kaiser Permanente. They've been a good partner for many years, and that renewal, they just charge premiums. They let us know what the premiums are, and we don't have to pay the claims. We pay the premiums to Kaiser Permanente, and people join and get the care, but we're not paying claims. We're just paying a premium, and they set the premium. We negotiated the premium down from what was originally proposed. We negotiated to 8.9%, and we thought, well, since the other rates on the medical are only going up 0 to 6.9, what would it cost if we helped our Kaiser Permanente participants in some regard, and if we got it to 6.9, so we asked Aon actuaries to run the analysis, and it was only about $130,000 to lower that rate. So we're going to be recommending, again, a little bit of excess reserve use to benefit our Kaiser Permanente members, which, again, is beneficial to our employees, retirees, and their dependents, because this transfers over to helping all rates, individual rates, husband and wife rates, family rates. Kaiser had a fantastic renewal for what's called the Medicare Advantage product, which is that's what they call their age 65 and older product, and that's a 0% rate increase. Our dental programs, we have Delta Dental and Delta Care is the HMO. We recommend just a 3% increase because we had gone through a bid process. We were able to get favorable multi-year renewal. And so we had rate guarantees built into the contract through 2029. And so we're looking at 3% rate increase there. iMed is our vision provider. We're looking at no change, 0%. Securian Life is 0%, no change. And MetLife Disability is 0%. So we were fortunate to have several areas of no rate increase and a couple areas that I walked through. And where we have the increase, I want to give you a little more detail of why I'm recommending use of excess reserves. So because we have the self-insured plan, we run what's called a gift fund or a group insurance fund. That fund has been run very well and is projected to have a fund balance of 12.9 plus million. So precisely, it's 12,923,471 as of June 30, 2026. The reason I say that's projected is because there's always some reconciliation of claims, but we're at a point where we feel that is very close to accurate. That gives us more than our required 12% threshold. So we worked with labor unions, and we have a threshold of 12% to keep us as a healthy plan for the long term. And we care about insurance benefits for our retirees and active and dependents for the long haul, so we run a healthy balance to protect for the long haul. That balance actually has an excess reserve of over $2.4 million. If you were to support my recommendation to use some excess reserves to offset the prescription drug plan rate increase, to lower it from 21.4 to 16.9, the analysis, which included finance and the actuaries, is $1,164,462. So, and the analysis for Kaiser to lower it 2% to 6.9 is $130,213. So in summary, that leaves us with still excess reserves for next year. We have had 2 challenging years on the RX space, but our analysis is some of that is because we have a rich plan and because we have had some population health challenges, and fortunately we've had the coverage and support. So if somebody's getting an expensive infusion for chemotherapy, cancer treatments, hemophilia, other kinds of complicated treatments, there's not many of those, and we would never know who they are. It's confidential, HIPAA-protected information. But we know we have the coverage to support people when these kinds of real challenging things arise. So my recommendation, again, is to tap the excess reserves to lower the prescription drug plan from 21.4 to 16.9, and Kaiser Permanente 8.9 to 6.9%. That still leaves us with projected estimation of having more than 12%. That is our required threshold. Welcome any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen, for your presentation and for working so hard to make sure our rates are as low as possible. Are there any questions or comments from the commissioners? Seeing or hearing none, is there a motion to approve the recommended 2027 benefit rate renewal recommendations that includes using excess reserves to reduce the Kaiser HMO rate increase and the Caremark prescription rate increase?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the rate increases, including the use of the excess reserve.
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Chair Harris,
Yeah, vote aye.
Commissioner Bartley,
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick.
No,
Oh.
I abstain.
I jumped the gun, my
Yeah,
bad.
you
Sorry.
did. Okay. So Bartley, Commissioner Bartley, that was an aye?
No, it was an abstain.
I abstain. Thank you.
Oh, he abstained, okay. Okay, Commissioner Hedrick.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Linden.
Aye.
Commissioner Pedawin. Oh, she left, okay. Okay. Commissioner Corey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Lawler.
Aye.
And Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
Okay, so that is 7-0 to 1. Ayes have it.
Okay, thank you so much. We're on item 6B, the proposed practice 6-53 and procedure 26-01 ID badge management. And this morning, Mr. Beckham will present this. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Michael Beckham. I'm the Corporate Policy Chief. I'm joined with Michael Dokes, a Senior Policy Analyst. We have before you proposed Administrative Practice 653 and Administrative Procedures 2601. This is on circle page 12 of your packet with the memo, and then the proposed policy is on circle page 15. We have a PowerPoint presentation we're going to bring up and walk through for the commissioners. So as mentioned, this is proposed Administrative Practice 653 and proposed Procedures 2601. The apologies as we get the presentation going. Okay, next slide if able, Mike. Great. So the commissioners are asked to approve this proposed practice and procedure with a prospective effective date of January 1st, 2027. And this is to allow for time to prepare for implementation for this policy. The reason that we're here before you today is that there was an audit by the Office of the Inspector General that found deficiencies in a number of areas related to badge management. So badge issuance, monitoring and oversight, badge deactivation. Also, it was identified that there's a lack of commission-wide policies and procedures, as well as vendor oversight and contractor badge management. Why do we need a badging policy for the commission? It's pretty basic and clear that we want to establish clear enforceable rules for issuing, using, and managing badges. We want to protect commission employees, people, and assets. We want to limit access to secured areas to only those with individuals who need access to the approved days and hours that they need access. We want to make sure that every employee, including seasonal employees, have a photo badge. And we want to hold vendors, volunteers, and interns to the principle of least privilege access. And what that means is that individuals only have access to areas based on need. We want to emphasize that we had a lot of input from the operating departments as well as the central administrative offices. We worked with the park police departments to craft this policy. We have the support from the department heads, and we want to thank in particular the park police badging security offices, the IT staff who helped us craft this policy. We presented this to the department heads at their June 23rd meeting, and we also have their support for it. I'm going to turn it over to Michael Dokes to walk through a high-level overview of the components of the policy. And then at the end, we'd be happy to take any questions and again, ask for your approval. So I'll turn it over to Michael.
All right, good morning, everyone. So just an overview on our first slide here. covers what the proposed policy requires in a nutshell. And I'm sorry, I'm not showing my live picture right now, but I don't think I need to do that. So there are 7 essential elements that are in the proposed policy. Number one, and I want to add, I think Mike Beckham mentioned that this came out of Inspector General report and audit on badging last year. And so these items are intended to address those deficiencies that the Inspector General's report identified. So one was a lack of a commission-wide policy that governs badging issuance that covers all badge holders, all types of badge holders, employees, vendors, volunteers, interns, visitors, as well as program administrators. Secondly, the policy requires that all badges be individually assigned. There was an issue with badges that were not individually assigned, that could be transferred or borrowed. And so we've written a standard for that. Prohibits shared generic anonymous badges and unassigned badges, which is similar to number 2. The policy limits access based on business need and least privilege, and we'll talk about that more than once as we proceed. And we're defining the different types of badges that are issued, whether they're photo, non-photo, when they're needed, when one is needed versus the other. RFID badges, which is radio frequency ID badges that allows auto access through a scan into a building or a facility versus those that do not require that. We have written a provision that requires criminal background check screenings for every population group except visitors, of course, but other population groups, particularly vendors who need certain types of access to buildings and facilities. And we're requiring that badges be deactivated at the end of engagement with the commission, whether that be a contract, whether that be employment, for each group and each class of individual that receives a badge. In a different way of looking at the audit report and what's being proposed is on this slide. So the audit concern again was inconsistency in how badges were issued. So we've written provisions in that document an approval process that we'll talk about a little bit more before a badge is deactivated. So there'll be a consistent approval process. Monitoring of badges, not just by Park Police, which currently monitors RFID badges, but now we're saying all badges should be monitored, and the departments also have a role in that. When individuals separate, as I said earlier, that all badges be returned and deactivated. Vendor contractors were a particular population that was identified in the IG report. And so we've written in to define vendor badges, what they are, how they're issued, and approval controls over that process. And again, lack of commission-wide consistency. So all departments and offices would follow the same practices. And of course, we recognize that each department, each office have their individual procedures. We don't want to interfere in that as long as they're consistent with the overall policy. So there are 5 basic principles behind this badging policy. One is to identify people. We know where badges are issued, who they're issued to by name. The authorization process is going to basically follow the same process for different groups, and we'll talk about population groups in just a second. But there would be consistency across the commission as how badges are approved for deactivation. Again, this limitation on badge access based on business needs, so we don't have situations where whether they're vendors or employees that have blanket access to a building or facility where they only need access to only a partial area in a facility or building or for limited time periods. Again, monitoring tracking and auditing process throughout badge possession until deactivation and return when badges are deactivated upon the end of an engagement. This slide is a kind of flips the view of, as I mentioned, as to how each population group would be handled. We recognize that merit, career, and term contract employees have certain provisions that apply to them and them only. They all require a photo badge. Their access is based on need, as it is now. We developed a form that's going to be converted. We're working with OCIO and our performance management team within CPMO on automating these systems, but the information that's attached to the procedures that you have in your packet, Form A, that information would be, that type of information would be provided for merit and term employees. Again, access tied to the role of the employee and the business need. For seasonal employees, there is a provision that all seasonal employees will have a photo ID. We've learned through this process that when we first started talking about this last year, that whereas many seasonals did not have photo IDs, the departments on their own have moved to require photo IDs for seasonals in response to the IG report. So that is currently in place. We're going to keep that in place based on approved need, and the same information for seasonal and term contract employees would be required as for merit employees. Unpaid interns and volunteers. Unpaid interns will receive a photo ID. Volunteers may or may not need a photo ID. We're leaving that up to the volunteer coordinators and the management team to make that determination. There's certain information in a Form B would be, again, converted to an electronic format, will be collected about interns and volunteers so they could be tracked as well. Vendors, which is one of the key groups that was cited in the IG report. Vendors 5 days or less would not need a photo ID. 5 days or more, they would. Again, access based on their need, and as I said, access is based on not only areas in a building or facility, but also time frames. And there's information in electronic Form C that will be collected about every every vendor. And when we say vendors, we're talking about the employees of vendors, because we recognize that contractors and vendors have a number of employees that vary depending upon that contract. Authorized visitors, temporary non-photo ID, as many of us, when we enter a government building, we're issued some type of non-photo ID, whether it be a sticky that we put on our clothing or something. We'll leave that up to the departments to figure out. They wouldn't have electronic access, but they would need to be escorted in non-public areas. Overall, we have 6 basic ways in terms of how badges will be controlled going forward. Badge requests will be initiated by the appropriate manager. And there's a good reason for that. One is that in the Park Police, if we learn through this process, we're dealing with a lot of different people. Many times they didn't know who they were dealing with from a department who was requesting a badge. It didn't always follow the same process from one agency, one department, or one office to another. So that manager is going to be identified to Park Police so they'll know who they're dealing with. It could be an HR representative, a contract manager in the case of vendors, or someone else that's designated with that responsibility. We have written into the policy a position. It's not a new position, but it'd be an assigned person that the department head would delegate a badge administrator who would check badge request forms for accuracy and completeness before Park Police, before the request is submitted to Park Police. Park Police will only activate a badge based on that information. So we will not have situations where an employee may be calling or emailing changes in badge access. It would have to go, all badge changes and requests would have to go through the same process and be approved. Again, access is limited by location, time, and purpose. Records of the badge life cycle are maintained by both the department and Park Police for auditing. And the audit process is annual, as it is now. But the hope is that some of the difficulty that the Park Police encountered with conducting audits will be addressed because there will be more interaction with the departments who are approving badge access. And again, badge access is deactivated when no longer authorized. Workflow at the bottom, standard procedures for requesting, reviewing, approving, activating badges. All badges get monitored throughout the process, and all badges get deactivated at the end of the process. The next slide is, unless there are questions, Mike Beckham will take back over and review what this means for the departments going forward.
Thank you, Mike. So for the departments, they will need to designate or name badge administrators, as Michael had mentioned. There's also time for the departments to implement their own standard operating procedures aligned with the practice and procedure. Also, the departments will want to identify high security areas and areas that need certain 24/7 access. We recognize that Park Police have 24/7 access to the facilities within their county, except for example, the evidence room or the armory where the weapons are held. For number 4, the departments will need to ensure that the badge administrators maintain up-to-date records and logs, and also promptly review and respond to the Park Police audits. And then finally, ensure that badges are returned and deactivated following the commission procedures. So we are asking for the commission's approval of this proposed practice and procedure with a prospective effective date of January 1st, 2027. And this will allow for time to prepare for implementation, for the departments to prepare their standard operating procedures, and also for us to coordinate with IT and the Park Police for these badge forms. We understand that, for example, in Montgomery Parks, they have developed their own forms. They may want to continue to use those, and so we want to help the departments prepare for implementation. I also want to address the cost. We have asked for information as far as what would this cost additionally for the commission, and our understanding is that the cost would be marginal. Merit and term contract employees, as well as seasonal employees, have badges. The seasonal badges will need to be reprinted if they don't have a photo, but that reprinting cost is very small, I think 28 cents per print. And then the volunteers and the vendors, those would be the two new groups that if they don't have badges currently, they would need to consistently have them. So on the whole, this shouldn't have a large financial impact on the commission. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have and request your vote of approval. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Beckham and Mr. Dokes, for providing this presentation, and I really appreciate you following up on the Inspector General's annual audit, and this is to address potential security issues in our facilities, so thank you for doing this. Thank you also for addressing the potential costs in implementing this. And I'm happy also that this seems like there will be an annual audit, so they will make sure that this process is being kept up and performed. So do we any questions or comments from other commissioners? Hearing or seeing none, is there a motion to approve the proposed practice, the recommended proposed practice 6-53 and procedure 2601 regarding badge management with the effective date of January 1st, 2027?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the proposed practices for badge management.
I
I
second.
second.
Oh, a double second. Here we go. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Chair Harris? how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley?
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick?
Aye.
Commissioner Linden?
Aye.
Commissioner Penna, oh, sorry, never mind. Commissioner Okoye?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Lawler?
Aye.
And Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Okay. 8-0, okay. Ayes have it.
Great. We're on our last voting item of the day. It's the ERS reappointment of public member trustees and acknowledgement of Bi-County open trustee to the Board of Trustees, terms ending June 30th, 2029. And we have Ms. Harris presenting this item. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Harris. I come before you on behalf of the Retirement Systems Board of Trustees. I'm requesting your approval for the reappointment of Pamela Gogol as the Montgomery County Public Member Trustee and Sheila Morgan Johnson as the Prince George's County Public Trustee Member for the term of July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2029. I'm also requesting your acknowledgement of Tanya Hankton as the new Bi-County Open Trustee for a 3-year term of July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2029. All 3 candidates for these positions met the criteria in terms of when we publicized for these positions, they completed their applications for the process of becoming a trustee, and they have been reviewed and approved by the Board of Trustees as members, incoming members to the board. I have included a memo within your packet that gives a little bit more detail about each candidate, as well as information on how we publicize for these positions. And if there's no questions, I'm requesting your approval for these new members to the board. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation and the packet that you put together. So I have no questions or comments. I really appreciate folks that volunteer for these positions. Do I have a motion to approve the reappointment of public member trustees and acknowledgement of the Bi-County Open Trustee to the Board of Trustees, terms ending June 30th, 2026?
Yeah, I wanted to move for the reappointment and the acknowledgement of the trustees.
Second.
Chair Harris, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley?
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick?
Aye.
Commissioner Linden?
Aye.
Commissioner Okoye?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Lawler?
Aye.
And Commissioner Matthews?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Well, thank you. We're now on item number 7, officers' reports. We have 2 today for your information only. It's the Chief Information Officer's quarterly report and the quarterly late evaluation reports. They're both for information only. And our last item is the General Counsel. The General Counsel put for information only the litigation and administrative hearings report for information only. If there are no other comments or questions on those are the last items for our board meeting today. So this officially ends our board meeting, and thank you, and we will see you again in September. Thank you.